We all make choices. But in the end, our choices make us.
So choose wisely.
Subscribe to It's Erik Nagel wherever podcasts are found. And leave a positive review, won't you kindly?
I thought the headline said Taylor Swift donates $15,000 to fan whose mother is Korn. It says is in a coma.
Korn is in a coma?
Yeah, I thought just her mother was Korn. It's like, oh, she's Korn. I didn't even mean the band, I meant the vegetable.
It's Erik Nagel. It starts now.
What up, my Nagel? 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 Talking about George R.R. Martin, not writing. Talking Marvel versus DC, who's more exciting? Talking George Lucas's legacy, high-scoring centipede. Talking Gittles' new beef burrito recipe. Talking about Stephanie McMahon versus Sable. Talking about the Cybermen versus the Weeping Angels. Don't blink, the dialect's more deadly than you think. Talking Summer Ale, Blueberry Pale, craft beer, pouring drinks. What up, my Nagel? Deadpool 2 features Cable. Talking Funko Pop, celebrity signed a label. Talking online gaming, bitchin' ain't complaining. Talking E-Rock, kissing the feet of Matt Groening. Warner Brothers properties, Superman's a mockery. Weird Al concerts, Kevin Smith's debauchery. Rick and Morty fun zone. The Lego build team, can I have your attention? Possible Donkey Kong kill screen. What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel? What up, my Nagel?
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear.
It's Erik Nagel.
Hello and welcome to yet another edition of It's Erik Nagel. That is me. Over in the Upside Down is Gittles.
What up?
And Trevs and Devs is down living what the kids call their best life down in Atlantic City right now.
Oh, yes. Their best life in Atlantic City. Just flushing money down the toilet.
So he put up on his Instagram story that he was down in Atlantic City, and he did a slow pan of inside the room to see the window and see the view that he had at night.
Yeah.
Well, when it's nighttime, the light inside your room will reflect your image in the glass.
Yes, in the grass.
in the glass. So as he's panning slowly by, you see his hand with the phone, right? But his other hand is on his crotch. And I'm like, what is he doing? But I
did not see this.
But he's fully clothed. I screen capped it because I think it's gone. I think he took it down. But I'll post it up on It's Erik Nagel.
Well, it disappears after a couple hours or whatever, so.
Well, because I screen capped it and then I sent it right back to him. I said, what is your hand doing? And then he...
Oh, Trevs.
Yeah, so I'll put that up on our social media. But he's living his... He's having a good time down there. I hate that term, living my best life.
Yeah, I'm trying every day.
I hate buzz terms.
Ugh, all buzz terms. They're just terrible. I can't stand any of them. People who talk in them, people who say the word hashtag before they say words. Ugh.
Right.
Hashtag murder.
I don't even know if they do that anymore still, do they?
Oh, people do that.
People still do the verbal hashtag?
I still hear people do it. They're idiots, but I hear them do it.
I hate terms like, yo, it's lit.
Oh, yeah, shit's lit, man.
It's fire.
Straight fire.
Yo, it's lit fam.
Yo, it's a lit fam. Someone lit my family on fire.
There's a whole bunch that I heard recently, and I wish I wrote them down. I should have wrote them down, and I didn't, and now I regret it.
And the old man yells at Cloud Book?
Yep, as in things that should not be. That's what I have there.
That's a Paddlin' by Erik Nagel.
Speak out of turn, that's a paddlin'.
That's a paddlin'. Same bay, that's a paddlin'.
Send the eggplant emoji, that's a paddlin'. Anywho. Yeah, I can't. I thought I maybe wrote it down here. I did not. Oh, well.
Oh,
but anyway, I hate... You know what I also hate? White girls who try to sound like black people.
Oh, yeah.
And it's always... There's guys that do it, too. The dude bro guys or, some kind of jock guys try to sound like they're hip-hop. But when you see just corny, nerdy like white girls, or the other end, the ones that are very high maintenance, a lot of hair, stuff to their hair and makeup and their outfits and everything, and they're trying to sound like they're the Kardashians.
Oh yeah, I can't stand that either.
Yeah.
Like, why would anybody want to sound like that? Like, it makes no sense.
No. It's really annoying. And when you hear them talking to each other all the time in that speak, it's like, oh my God, you can barely type it on social media. Now they're verbally expressing it to everybody else.
Well, dude, yeah. No, thank you. Pass.
Women. How are we supposed to get behind your movement? No, I'm kidding. That's a horrible thing to say. Anyway.
Oh, jeez, Eric. That escalated quickly.
Speaking of escalation, so it took a while for me to get to the studio.
Yeah.
With the trains. So everybody's everywhere, and all the mass transit has Department of Homeland Security in the New York City area right now. Army personnel are down there, armed. I don't know if it's loaded and ready, but
I'm sure it is.
They're standing there with very impressive weaponry to show you that things are not to be fucked with in these places.
Mean business.
Yes, and they're out and about, and it's not like they're just off to the side. They're standing in the middle of a crowd that parts like Exodus,
Yeah.
And
God forbid you get up and leave anything on the floor that's not a soda right now. Like,
right.
They will just come right for you.
You're getting the butt end of a high-end military rifle.
Yeah.
So,
sir, what's on the box? It's just a Nathan's hot dog wrapper.
They're down in the train station, in the major hubs for the subway stations.
Yeah.
Certain major intersections, like the 34th Street intersection with 7th Avenue and 8th Avenue for Madison Square Garden. And I'm sure Port Authority's got a bunch of them there where the buses come in. And pretty much if you're coming into the city, I don't know if it's high alert, but I'll say at least a medium alert. Ever since the bombing epidemic of yesterday.
Yeah.
Where, if you don't know the story in New York City, some packages were delivered to very specific personnel, if you will. Government people. Apparently the Clintons received a package. The Obamas received a package.
Yeah, Biden...
And then I saw Robert De Niro received a package, which didn't make any sense in the whole scheme of things. But there's a lot of speculation of the bomb that they have discovered, the origins of it. Was it really a bomb? And when you look at it, it looks like somebody, shoved a fancy watch on top of a television remote.
Yeah.
It didn't look like anything. And they were saying, oh, it's ISIS, and they had ISIS stickers on there, which, why would ISIS put stickers on there? And if you...
Yeah, it's not seamless. You're putting a sticker on it here, this package made by ISIS.
When you're like, I don't read Arabic, and it's like the return address, if found, drop in the mailbox and send back to us.
Yeah.
But when they examined the sticker a little bit, you thought it was Arabic writing, but then it was the... like when strip clubs have the thing where two girls, the silhouette of two girls, like they're facing each other. You see their curves and their legs kind of meet in the drawing like this. Mm-hmm. That was part of the Arabic writing that people didn't notice at first until you zoomed in and you saw that it was females in I'll call it the scribble of that language. And then another thing that they didn't see at first was it says "get done." like
Larry the
Cable Guy is saying. It said "get done" in there. So all this was going crazy yesterday. They had the bomb units up on, 58th and Columbus Circle, where the CNN headquarters is in the Time Warner building.
Yeah, 'cause my sister was over there at that time, and she said it was just crazy. It's they had to kick everyone out, and everyone was on the streets, and no one knew what to do because people didn't want to get on the subway.
Right.
So she said it was just kind of not chaos, but what the fuck is happening? It's kind of crazy.
How long was she in there, or did they just move her right away?
I think she was just there, passing through. Okay. Going to some real estate thing or something.
She didn't really see too much of the action, just the crowds?
Yeah, just the crowds.
Gotcha.
It's still crazy. What's popping there? Is that a craft soda?
No. I wish they had a craft soda. It's Diet Dr. Pepper.
Ooh, crafty.
So all this was going on, and over time, all these packages get delivered, and you think, okay, it's kind of done. Here's the thing with the news media, at least from what I've been seeing in the last several years, not the fake news stuff, not all the, the political bullshit that everyone's saying that the media does. But I do notice they jump the gun and are willing to report any information just to be first rather than factual.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely true. Like, every news organization is trying to be the first to get that breaking story.
But I don't know. Look, the world's crazy enough as it is. And remember the time of a 24-hour news cycle?
Yeah. Is
sort of gone in the most part. And what is the point of being first to get it out there when it doesn't mean anything anymore? Back in let's go back at least 10 years, right? You still had the 24-hour cable news channels, but you would have a 24-hour news cycle. So if something dumb blew up in, that's the wrong term to use. If something dumb became the big deal on the news cycle for that moment, right?
Yeah.
The next thing would pop up and that would go away. So within the 24-hour news cycle, another major story would come up and this would go away. Now, whatever this major story is now gets tacked on to the next major story, it's almost like stacking Legos.
Well, because the thing is, it's like when they get any kind of inkling of a story, what the problem is that they know everybody is going to be going for it, and they're just trying to get those ratings first. Like, that's all it comes down to, like, at the end of the day. It's just trying to get the ratings and get them in there so they get the advertiser.
How does that help the ratings when everybody's watching all the news channels to get the information, right? So if CNN got a piece of information, maybe 30 seconds before Fox did, how is that helping the ratings? They can just say, oh, we got it first. Okay, and what?
I don't know. That's the only answer I could think of. I mean, everyone's just trying to rush to get that out there. Like, they want to be the first to break the story. There's no award for breaking the story first.
No,
I understand. You're in a deep investigation or something like that, but not every single story. But in this case, this was breaking news. So, I understand it being on every channel.
Of
and
course.
Information coming in as it was coming in, because if you saw the footage, they had to evacuate them live on air. So it's like, I feel like the news can't get closer than that.
And it's also kind of terrifying when you live in the New York City area where, look, 17 years ago we had something really horrific happen for this country, but here in New York City. And you don't want to wake up and turn on the news and the first thing you see is breaking news, bombing in New York City or something like that.
Yeah.
And every channel has it, because while you're trying to wait, I just turned on, what the hell's going on? You start to think, is this another major
like what's happening?
Fallout or attack or something like that. And you immediately are conditioned to just start, oh my God, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, do I go into work? Is like this going to affect me? Like everything goes through your head at once. Like, what is, because it's just, you really don't know.
Yeah, and you're right. Then you start to break it down more realistically about going to work. You go, oh my God, this is going on. Okay, what's going on? All right, you're feeling it out. Okay, where exactly in the city is this? All right, 58th and Columbus. Okay, that won't affect me coming through the tunnel. That won't affect my train coming in.
No, but then you also think, like, what is the situation? Is it safe to get on the train? Do I take a cab to be, like, safer? You know what I mean? It's like you start thinking all different scenarios of, like, what is happening and then trying to put it together in your head. It's always crazy.
And, so that was going on. And all day yesterday, the news was just constantly reporting on it. And today, again, starting to weed back a little bit. It's like, well, we got to deal with Megyn Kelly now. We'll let you know about the bombing stuff, but we got to deal with this now and some other things. And that's just how fast everything moves when they're just like, well, there was no explosion, so that doesn't really make good headlines for the news. Like, okay, everybody's safe and sound and it's good, and the police and the federal government are on top of it. Moving on, it's like, but I mean, a story like that would have been days of broadcasting.
Oh yeah, but everything like moves like super fast now. Like there's everyone's got the attention span of a goldfish when it comes to like current events. Like people like honestly can't remember like the whole Brett Kavanaugh thing. That was 3 weeks ago. It feels like it was a year ago already. You know what I mean? Because so much crazy shit's happened in the meantime. So it's just, these stories are just coming in faster. The news is reporting them faster, and then that's it. They're just moving to the next topic. They're just trying to keep everyone on this like heightened state of consuming the news and consuming the news and consuming the news and just like, oh yeah, this is also going on, this is going on, this is going on. Like, don't stop paying attention to us.
And there's, when it's going so fast, like the old term, in one ear and out the other, you don't get to process it. You don't get to understand it. You don't get to feel it if it affects you or somebody you know. It doesn't sink in, and then you move on. And like you just said, Brett Kavanaugh was 3 weeks ago, and for the most part, most people are like, oh my God, yeah, I forgot all about that. 3 weeks ago!
Yeah, like it was so long ago already. It feels so long because so much shit has happened in the meantime because they're just constantly throwing every new story at you, and it's like, this is important, and this is important, and pay attention to this, and pay attention to this, and you're like, dude, just stop it. My head's going to explode. I can't take this. It's too much noise.
Too much going on. I see that there's judicial complaints trying to be filed against Brett Kavanaugh, and it doesn't look like it's actually going to get processed or do anything.
Who knows? Here. I don't think anything's ever going to happen ever again.
It's just things are there, and that's just how it's going to be from now on. Yeah,
it's just that's just it. We just move on, like you said. We just move on. We're like, oh, but that happens. We'll just keep going.
It's almost like a shark, where you constantly have to keep moving or you drowned.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have time to sit back and relax and reflect or absorb or understand. You got to keep moving on to the next thing, on to the next thing.
But they don't even give people time to understand because they don't even fully, inform people of what's going on stories. It's just like headlines and news bites and names and catchphrases, like we were saying. It's just all that, just
do you ever
flashiness.
Do you ever think because good one? Do you ever think that people used to have a attention deficit disorder, right? It was more prominent because people didn't know it was a thing, and then when they realized it was a medical diagnosis, it became a big deal. And now it's kind of gone the wayside of being like a maybe a cosmetic medical kind of thing, where people don't have high attention spans anymore because everything is moving so fast. It's not that you can't that this one person can't process things and has a hard time. Everyone seems to be developing it unclinically, not diagnosed for it, but developing the signs of it because of everything moving so fast and with the news going so fast, and everyone's constantly looking at stuff on their phone. You don't have a time to. Your mind is like a computer. It can't process this shit, so it just, if it comes in too fast, it just shoots it out the other end. And nothing sticks. Now,
yeah, that's the thing. It's like everything is just like too fast, and everything is like too connected. Like you said, you can't get away from it. Like anytime, like I just want to go check my text messages, and I get like news alerts. I'm like, every day I wish I could just go back to an old flip phone, and I know I can, but I mostly text people. I don't really call people anymore. Because
real quick with your text alert, and then I'll get back to the point I was trying to make. So the other day when the bombs were being discovered, these little packages were being discovered in New York City, I was at Starbucks, and I hear the sound that your phone makes when you get those alerts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I only heard about half the phones doing it. I looked down at my phone to see what the alert is, and I didn't get the alert. And I was like,
what was the alert?
I thought, I was like, okay, I guess I'm just not going to fare well if this is a tragedy or something's going on, that they didn't feel that I was important enough to be alerted to it. The thing was, it was for the incident on 58th Street, which was Columbus Circle, the Time Warner Building, CNN. The alert people got said, police activity, residents on West 58th Street between Columbus and 8th Avenue, shelter in place immediately.
Like, Jesus.
Right?
Like, what does that mean?
I was not so upset about the message, but more the fact that the lady who was in front of me got it, and I tapped her on the shoulder and I said, my phone's not going off. Could I see what that is? And she goes, yeah, sure. And because she looked at it and she goes, what does this mean? I'm like, well, we're not near 58th, so unless something happened and stuff's falling down, I said, I think we're in shelter because we were in the Starbucks.
Yeah.
And I was more upset that I didn't get the alert.
you weren't one of the chosen ones.
I guess not. Thanos wished me well.
I feel like you could easily start that as a conspiracy theory right now. Just be like, oh, yeah, only the people who get the alerts are the chosen ones who they want to save.
Here,
if you didn't get the alert.
See if you
did you take a screenshot of it? Pull it back a little.
I got somebody else's screenshot. Yeah, but
shelter in place immediately.
Right?
Jesus.
So you'd think something blew up or and the buildings are
Runaway
falling
horse
down
or
or
something
something
over
like
there.
that. And I said, well, I guess I was not meant to survive this thing. Thank you,
Sorry,
Verizon
Kirk.
or iPhone, whatever the hiccup was that I didn't get it. But alas, I survived, and I'm sure to the digress of many other people. But all this was going on. Anyway, the brain. So all this stuff's going through, and
brain.
I found that there's so much stuff going on. Sometimes I gotta just kind of tap out for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You ever think somebody's brain would burn out like an exhaust fan on a PC tower? You know,
Oh,
like
yeah,
if
dude,
you
all the
leave the
time.
computer on for too long,
Yeah, and
it starts to make that grind. Yeah, it collects all that dust, but sometimes it makes that grinding noise, and then it burns out. What if people's minds, we're getting to the point where everything, all the technology is so implanted with everything we're doing that people's minds start to burn out? Like it will become a thing that their mind just burnt out.
I mean, we're going to find out. We don't know.
It's coming, though, and there's no fixing it.
Like the first, we're in the first phases of this, Eric. This is like a Black Mirror episode, Eric. Like, we have no idea.
All right.
And then the robots take over, and then the robots make us do their work, and then they have like videos and like knocking us down, and then they laugh. They take over the world.
Well, the robots are there. All right, you're good friends with Charlie Booker.
Yes, I'm great friends with him.
Yes, send him a text and it's like, hey, Eric had a great idea about human brains acting like exhaust fans for a PC tower, and that there's too much information, their minds burn out. You still have the same smell because of the dust and the electricity burning, but the people's brains burn out. We don't have a transplant or any kind of repairing mechanism in place for when this happens to people.
Yeah. You can't call, like Geek Squad, and they're gonna come over and be like, oh, we gotta replace this guy's brain fan.
Is Geek Squad still a thing? Is Best Buy still a thing? I haven't been there in forever.
Yeah, dude, it's still a thing. I go in there sometimes just to see what it's like, and it's weird. It's like going to a zoo.
Do you walk in there and like, I think this is what Blockbuster used to look like.
It's like, oh, here's the Samsung exhibit. Oh, here's the laptop exhibit. Here's the home goods exhibit. There's like a ghost in there because no one ever goes there because everyone just orders their shit on Amazon.
Right.
It's like haunted. Scooby-Doo are there. And then you go to like the home theater center and no one's in there because everyone's just buying their shit on Amazon. And then you go to every section and you realize no one's there because everyone's just buying their shit on Amazon.
What do you do though? Like if this brain thing does become an epidemic, does like a Geek Squad kind of show up? Do they stamp on your foot and your head opens up like one of those trash cans in the bathroom where you step on the pedal, they take your brain out, put a new brain in, and then and reboot you?
No, I think they just come and they take like they do with old electronics. They just throw you in the back of a van and then drive you somewhere and then repurpose you for some other purpose.
It's like, where's Bill? Oh, they're rebooting him right now. They're
rebooting him.
They're installing DOS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Windows 11 wasn't taking, so we're going in through safe mode. How do you get to safe mode? You push his eyes in. And then
yeah. We accidentally installed Vista on Paul. He just keeps stuttering.
But that's not a far-fetched thing, and you're right. It is a Black Mirror moment that could happen. It looks like it'll be a reality. You'll be on the train somewhere, or you'll just be standing online in a store, and I'll start hearing this whirring, grinding noise, and then you hear, and then the guy, you're like, excuse me, sir, you're next, and the guy's just done because his brain burnt out.
He's like, I am next, and then it just goes out.
It's like, and then everyone freaks out. It's like, oh my God, he's a robot. It's starting.
He wasn't charged.
Yeah, that's all it was.
He just wasn't charged. Someone didn't plug him in overnight.
You know, in some of those coffee places where you put your order and you go off to the side and where they have the little magnetic spots in the counter.
Ring things, yeah.
Yeah, you just got to put the palm of his hand over there, and you see the lightning bolt in his eyes, and you can see that he's charging. As soon as his eyes turn from red to green, then we at least got over 20%. We can take him out.
I mean, this is a good movie. I want to watch it.
Let's write
What's it
that.
called?
The brain that couldn't slow down.
Oh, Jesus. That's brilliant.
Hey, look.
But it's actually not brilliant because it's about a brain that just completely slows down.
Look, if they can make a movie, a house with a clock in its walls, why don't we just do the brain that couldn't slow down?
Yeah, the brain with the head with the brain that's dead in it. I don't know. I don't got anything good for that name.
Well, if you do, we never give out all the contact information and everything. 651-SMITHERS is the phone number. 651-764-8437. You can call and be part of the show or leave a message or whatever you want to do there. And it's Erik Nagel across the board on social media. If you have a good idea for the brain burnout movie or epidemic, send us your titles. We would really appreciate it. Speaking of social media interaction with the people, thank you to everybody that has gone on and did the 5-star review on iTunes.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
We are going to be sending out the prize packs very soon. Hopefully, I think if not this weekend, by the beginning of next week, I'll start getting all that out in the mail for everybody. What we did was we posted on our social media that if you went to iTunes, gave us a 5-star rating and then a review, and then could confirm that it's you, send that to us at what's the email? It's eriknagel@gmail.com. And once we can confirm it, you win a prize pack, and we'd send it out to you. We're limited edition, limited amount of prize packs, so we'll just keep going until everything's empty. And once we know
what's in the prize pack,
goodness.
Ooh,
all kinds.
You guys are getting goodness.
It's chocked full of goodness.
Ooh.
So that'll be going out to you. And
Gum
again,
nuts.
thank you for your help with that. We really do appreciate it, and it does help the show. I think there was a couple other things. Oh, we got to talk about soon. We're thinking about starting up Patreon now. Everybody does Patreon, and a problem I have with things that everybody seems to jump on and do is then that means I don't want to do it, because there are a lot of people doing things, but they don't offer enough service or quality product, or they're just idiots. And if you read some people's Patreons, like they want $25 for that.
Yeah, man.
So it's just like, nah, I don't want to do it. But we got to figure out the right way.
I get $50 a week for every picture of Giddles I send out.
You do?
I give little kisses on it too, and I mail them to people.
Are you a cosplayer? You cosplay as Giddles?
I do. It's great.
It's like he's the best Giddles out there, man. There's other ones.
The best one.
It's like, look at this guy. He doesn't even have the beard. How is he cosplaying as Giddles? He has a shirt with black lettering that says Giddles.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
No, we got to figure out the elements of the Patreon, because we want to start doing more shows outside of the iHeartRadio show, provide more content and try to do some other things. We had a couple of ideas that Giddles wanted to do some solo segments, which sounded like a good idea, but that would be Patreon exclusive. So we're going to try to figure that out. Again, if you've got anything that you think we should be doing, or something that maybe we didn't think of because we're kind of new to that aspect, feel free, social media, email, any of our stuff, hit us up and let us know if there's something that you would like to see that we haven't done yet, or would like to see more of something that we have done, etc., etc., etc. The phones, since we were talking about the phones,
blowing up.
The phones are not blowing up. The phone epidemic with everybody on their phones, right? Everyone keeps saying, oh, everyone's on their phones and they're all distracted. Do you know how many people that, and it probably because they just don't want to talk to me, and that's fair, but every time I try to get in touch with somebody, it takes forever.
Yeah.
And then they all say, oh, sorry, I wasn't on my phone. And I'm like, I know that's total bullshit. I know you're on your phone, Mom, and you just
we're playing words with friends.
You just sent me a text about something. I'll ask a question, and then it takes forever. And it seems to be a lot more people, and they're like, I'm not on the phone. I'm like, you're on your phone. Everyone's on their phone. But it seems like everybody, in some aspects, just don't think that responding to anything is important anymore.
Sometimes I think I sent a reply,
right,
and I didn't, and I do that a lot. Like, I went to text my friend Tony today, and I went to go text him. I looked at my phone, and I clicked on it.
Right.
And I had a text typed out where I was like, oh, cool, man, I'll talk to you later, from August that I never sent, and I thought I'd sent it. And I'm such an idiot.
Wow.
So then I had to respond to the new message like, hey, man, what's up? And the last conversation was the end of the one I never finished the last time. So I felt even dumber. You know what I mean?
So you write out text and then forget to hit send?
Yeah, I've done that numerous times. Or sometimes I'll hit it, and where I'm at work, I'm in a room where I don't get cell phone reception, so it just doesn't go through, and I don't notice the alert that it didn't go through or something like that. I'm not a smart person.
Who ever said you were?
No one.
Right. No, but I have the issue too, where especially if it's work related matters, like for booking or trying to get something done that needs to be done immediately, and you write to people who you were just talking to, or you said, hey, we're going to be in touch at this time of day and we'll go through all this stuff, and then you're waiting, and you think it's like, oh, it's probably you were waiting a long time, but it's maybe 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes.
Yeah.
No, I look back at my phone. That was 27 minutes ago that I sent this message, and then you got to write hello, and then they write back like, what?
Yeah, it's like old
I
news,
said,
man.
I just sent you a message. Dude, I wasn't on my phone. What, are you in construction? Are you a day laborer? Like, what are you doing that you're not on your phone? Well, and I can't believe I'm having this argument where I want people to be on their phone more because I'm tired of waiting for a damn response that would take 2 seconds and then move everything along so much faster.
Well, to be fair, I'm not allowed to be on my phone at work because I can't.
No, I understand
I have to
that.
my phone in like a corner and I just forget.
But this is, for other people who are always on their phone, even if it's sitting next to them on their desk, you'd see where the message from. So within a reasonable amount of time, I'm not saying instantly, but in a reasonable amount of time, you could respond to the damn thing, especially if there is a situation or something involving work that involves that person and they're aware of it.
Yeah.
It's like you got to communicate better in order, because I'm sitting around waiting to finish a project or try to get something done, or wondering, should I even start another project or contact somebody about something? I was just talking to you, and now 2 hours goes by. Sorry, I wasn't on my phone. How is?
I mean, it happens.
I'm calling Boulder Dash.
Yeah, I'm calling Boulder Dash.
It's such Boulder Dash because that is insane. Everyone's on their phone all the time. You may not be texting. You may not even be doing social media, but maybe you're playing a game. Maybe you're streaming something Netflix. Maybe you're playing music. Somebody's always on their phone throughout the day.
Yeah.
It's very rare if you're in a job where hours go by that you cannot be on your phone.
Which is like such a crazy sentence to even think about. Because like how long, like 10 years ago, if you were on your phone all day at work, you'd just be like fired. You know what I mean? Because you didn't have a smartphone. You just like sit there talking to people all day, And now it's just like everyone's just constantly on their phone and distracted at work, and it's not a problem.
And it's not hard to send a quick text because it's not the days of, look, I got to press the 4 key 4 times to get the letter that I need, and when you were trying to decipher your own text before you could even send it.
Oh, dude, that was the best because you'd like text so fast sometimes you'd remember like just number combinations. You'd feel like a robot. You'd be like 2 twice, 3 4, 2 2 3 5 5 6, like saying everything like how many times you had to press it.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, you could just fly through shit. It was great. I miss those days. You know what? Now I think you've sold me on like going back to a flip phone, Eric.
But is that just merely for cost effectiveness?
It's just so I can be like, boop, 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 and then I pull it out at a bar or something like that, and everyone's just like, look at this fucking loser.
Yeah, it made that cool noise when you'd flip it and then it would slap shut like the clamshell phones.
Oh, yeah. Or you flip it open and you forget and it just breaks. Remember it's a hinged phone?
Remember, I forgot what company came out with this one model. Let me see.
Sidekick? The one that flipped?
No, that was such a girl phone.
I know everybody I knew who had that was a dude.
Really? I only knew girls that had that, and they would like bedazzle their phone, or they got like neon colors for their Sidekick.
Oh no.
The Motorola, when they were still a thing.
The Razr?
Thank you, the Razr. Yeah, when that Razr came out, I saw so many guys that were like, I got the Razr because it looked stainless steel, but it's like metallic red or blue or whatever. And look how awesome this is. It was all shiny. It was a piece of shit. It's like, oh, I got the Razr because they saw it in an episode that was sponsored by Motorola of Dennis Leary's Fireman Show.
Yeah, and they're like, ooh, look at that phone.
Whatever that's called. Rescue Me.
Slim.
Yeah, whenever he was yelling at his wife going back to his own house, he's like, oh, look, he's got the Razr phone. And then it said, brought to you by Razr, Motorola.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's the only reason you had the phone, because Dennis Leary had it as product placement.
Yeah, exactly. Well, remember like all the other stupid phone like trends that they went through? So I remember after there was like flip phones, and then there was like just the regular Nokia phones where it was just like a small phone that just sat in your pocket with the keys always open.
Right.
And then they had that one, I remember like Sean had it, and it had like a rotary dial for the numbers, but it wasn't like a rotary. Like the numbers were just in a rotary order. It was really fucking stupid.
That is stupid.
Yeah, it was like a rotary touch-tone phone. I don't understand it.
Gittles, that sounds like hipster bullshit.
It was awful. And then remember the Juke? It was like that small one, and it looked like a USB
Juke. Oh, Juke.
Juke. And it looked like a flash drive, and then it like flipped. It was like this really small.
Oh my god! It pivoted.
Yeah,
it was like on a pillar, and oh wow! So you hit the button, and it would swing open. All right, remember when you were younger, and you would get those switchblade combs?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Like, look, I got a knife. It would flip up in that one direction. That's what this phone does.
Yeah, it's exactly what it does. It was
this
so
looks
stupid.
Completely horrible, and it looks like it would break so easily.
Yeah, it was out for like a week, and everyone was like, "This is the dumbest thing," because people were losing it because it was really small. Because that's when, like, remember phones went through that phase of being like really big, and then they had like really small ones again. They made fun of it on Zoolander.
I remember one time at XM, Ope was bragging to so many people that he had a phone called the Pebble.
I remember the Pebble, yeah.
And it looked like the casing for the Pebble that he had was like carbon fiber looking.
Yep.
And he's like, I got the Pebble. It's the most, advanced small phone. And then, like, give it another year, and everyone was jumping all over the iPhone because now they're like, bigger's the thing. And like, you have this tiny little phone, and you look like the idiot. Where before, you had the tiny little phone, like, oh, that's so convenient. It fits in your pocket. And now it's like, wow, within a year's time, it's like, what is this garbage? It is a Pebble. It just
got blown away by Pocket Computer.
It is a Pebble.
It was just like, how do you
skip it across the Hudson?
Yeah, I remember I had a couple of friends who had the Pebble, and it was just like, what is that thing? It's really stupid.
It looked cool because he used to have it on the console next to where.
Was that the one that like you could connect to like a watch? It had like one of those smart watches at the time, or was that a different thing?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Who made?
Because I thought there was one of those that like had a wristwatch type thing, but I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. It had a phone that you had to... Did you have to hardwire to this phone?
Yeah, dude. You were like walking around like fucking RoboCop.
The Pebble Smartwatch Black cell phone. Yeah. Oh, do you remember when the cell phones would interfere with the electronics in your place? Like if you had your stereo speakers up too loud, you'd hear that buzzing. And
you knew when people were texting you because it would make that sound. It would interfere with your speaker,
right? Or that noise would start going off, going, and then your phone would ring. Like that was letting you know your phone was about to ring with a call. It was
creepy to think about.
If you ever hear any of those 2005 Sirius XM shows for Opie and Anthony, there's times where Jimmy's phone or Ant's phone or Ope's phone would cut in while we were talking, and this is broadcasting to a satellite across the entire continent of North America. Our phones are interfering with the radio broadcast.
Oh yeah, dude, that shit would happen to me like at work because I'd have working at the mixing board, like editing and shit like that, and I would always just buzz. I'd be like recording VO, and it would just go zzz. I'm like, gotta record that take again. Great, thank you, phone.
Yeah, it was bad enough you got that electronic interference. Then it was the part where people couldn't just turn their phone off from the from the ringers or their, I got a song to use as my ringtone. When you'd go on silent mode, it would just vibrate. So if it was on the table, it was vibrating every time you got a damn text.
Yeah. I don't like that.
It was so inconvenient to do anything in any kind of broadcast capacity with this new technology that was coming around.
Yeah, it just wasn't like integrated right. Like they didn't know like what was going to interfere with what, and like the 3G and 4G shit would fuck with like Wi-Fi sometimes. Right. It was always just really buggy. But like it seems pretty solid now. Now everything just runs shittily.
That's another thing you brought up. Remember when they would say, "Is your Wi-Fi on?" Yeah, turn the Wi-Fi off, man. Don't use the Wi-Fi. And you're like, what? Now it's like, wait, no, turn the cell phone off. Use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, like what are you doing, you crazy nut?
Because that's what it was. The Wi-Fi's interfering with your phone. Just turn it off.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, why do I have a phone? Just turn the Wi-Fi. What's the everywhere you go, what's the password? Do you have Wi-Fi here?
Password. What's the password?
And how presumptuous is it of those bars? I know I've seen a few of them in Brooklyn where they're like, turn off your phone and get to know your fellow man. Nope, not going here. Sorry. I'll be at the place across the street. I don't need to have conversations with people. We do it for a living.
The only conversation I don't want to have is like, can I have a beer? Thank you.
I don't care about your recipes or your children or.
And then I want to interrupt someone when I hear them talking about something I'm passionate about that they do not care about my opinion on.
Right.
And I'll be like, let me tell you something about that. And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, let me tell you about fish sticks.
It's like, actually, you know what? I kind of would like to hear your views on fish sticks, sir.
And
the
then
other guy's talking about
hard.
politics. I would love to hear about your policy on fish sticks. That would be great bar conversation.
Some of them are flaky in the middle.
You don't want to know where those fish sticks come from, young man. I've seen things. Oh, my God. Please tell me.
Pressed fish sweepings.
What's your name? Gordon. Gordon Fisherman. Oh, my God. You're the fish stick guy.
And I like point down at my feet, and I have like just the yellow boots on.
It's like, what are the chances of you're here in Williamsburg?
And then I just turn around and I give him a box of fish.
No, that's just a crazy homeless man. He thinks he's the Gordon Fisherman.
He's not.
He steals fish sticks from bodegas.
Yeah. We just call him that.
Also with the phones, with the buzzing noise, you start to, when you realized how annoying it was because it would pick up on recording equipment, did you ever think of like, oh my God, if this is coming up on the recording equipment, what is it doing to me as a human being?
Oh, totally. That shit's going right into your brain. Like every time that thing hits, it's like zzz, it fucks with your brain fan.
Right.
And it's just, it
and then you burn out.
Short circuit.
So this is a process that's been going on for about 14 years that we've gotten to the point where our brains are going to burn out like PC fans.
Yeah, I'm going to plug my finger into this socket right now to charge up.
You could use the jolt. Puns. Anyway,
yeah.
Moving on. How was your takedown last weekend?
That was good.
Tell everybody what it was.
What's up?
Tell everybody what the event was.
Oh, so it was a casserole takedown. So everyone had to make a different casserole, whatever kind of casserole you wanted to make. And so I made a chicken and waffles casserole.
That sounds good.
With homemade Belgian waffles and like a pickle brined buttermilk fried chicken and a maple syrup gravy. And it was it came out really good.
Was it like more of a brown maple syrup gravy, or was it like maple syrup like in a sawmill gravy kind of thing?
It was like I made like a chicken gravy that had maple in it, like type stuff. So it was like sweet and savory at the same time. It was kind of wacky.
Okay.
It tasted really good.
That does sound pretty good. I would definitely try that. Where did you place?
Placed 5th out of 17.
What was beating you?
A bunch of dishes that actually I didn't think were that good. Like one of them was okay, but
as far as uniqueness or just taste?
Just as far as taste goes, there was only a few there that were really good. I mean, the one that won was really good, but it was just all he made was sweet potato casserole. So like it wasn't anything like super creative. It was just a sweet potato casserole that had like bourbon bacon glazed like pecans and shit like that. It was really good. But, it was just
nothing special to it, yeah.
No, it wasn't like anything like super unique. You know what I mean? It wasn't like someone like really mixing it up. There was 2 people there who made a fish stick casserole, and that was not good.
Was it the Gordon's guy? Was it the guy from the bar? It was not the
Gordon's guy. But these people were like completely stoned when they were there. You could just tell like they just kind of threw it together like day of science project, like cup of dirt. Like they showed up with fish stick casserole. And they're like, what's your casserole? It's fish stick casserole. Please move on.
Were they Doctor Who fans? Was it fish sticks and custard?
Ugh, it was just gross.
Okay.
It was literally just like pasta with chopped up fish sticks in it. Like it wasn't very good.
Okay.
There was a buffalo chicken casserole. And I say casserole because it was literally just a dip. And they just put out buffalo chicken dip.
Like you put your hands upon your hip, he dips,
and
you dip,
buffalo
we dip?
chicken dip. Yeah, but it wasn't even hot. Like they just put it out in a bowl. I was like, that's not a casserole. But they placed higher than me because they had more friends who showed up and voted for them. Because it was based on like popularity contest.
You know what probably would have won for you if it was a popularity contest?
You showed up?
No, we should have had a parody song made. Like, hit on your soul, let me see your casserole to the left. It's like he has a whole stage performance.
He's got fly dancers.
Yeah, there was fly girls, there was lighting, there was a DJ.
They did the chicken waffle shuffle. I don't even know what that is. But I'm hungry.
Next time there's a casserole takedown, we'll get the song made. And you got to play that there. We'll get you some strobe lighting and... Because if the dancing doesn't get them, the seizures will.
Hot dish, green bean, let me see your casserole to left.
Something like that. But it's got to rhyme, though.
Yeah, it doesn't have to rhyme.
Any of the other?
Rhyming is like totally overrated.
What were some of the unique ones that you saw that you were impressed by?
There was one that wasn't anything I was like really impressed by. It was just really good. It was like a breakfast omelet, so it was just like a big like omelet in a tray with like potatoes and bacon and onions and like cheese and spinach, and it was just kind of like
they brought it in a Denny's bag.
Yeah, that was just really good. Like I wanted that every day for breakfast. I was like, I just want to eat this every day. There's these people who made this Spanish like lasagna type thing. So it was like Cuban or like Puerto Rican seasoned like beef with like layers of like these soft noodles. They weren't like lasagna noodles. It was a little doughier, so it was like kind of like layered like that, and that was pretty good. I think that took like third.
Were they
place.
like a Amish Dutch kind of noodle or?
Yeah, almost like a Spätzle type thing, but like more like Latin American themes, I guess. I don't know the name of it, and I feel like an idiot for like not knowing the name. Like, oh, it's the pasta bready thing.
That's what most people like. I want more pasta bready thing.
I want more pasta bready thing, please.
That might be the show title. Go ahead.
The people next to me did a corn dog casserole, but it was okay, but they had like the box of corn dogs that like they bought there. So I was like, you didn't even make the corn dogs yourself? Like, come on, dude. Like, come on. What is this? I don't get it.
He was microwaving them as the judges were coming around.
Pretty much. I mean, I wish I wasn't making that up, but that was almost what happened. There was this other lady there who made this like potato casserole, and it was fucking awful. I couldn't even eat it. I don't think she cooked the potatoes. It was just really bad. And she was from Iowa, and she just moved to New York. And she's like, this is my swing state red and blue potato casserole. I was just like, go back to Iowa.
They kicked her out in the Stern policy. It's like, we are not politicizing this event. This is an event for everybody.
Yeah, this is a casserole takedown.
All are inclusive.
Yeah.
All your shitty casseroles are inclusive.
Yeah, you're all allowed here. But I didn't like that one. There was people who just made mac and cheese, like a tray of mac and cheese, and I was like, that's not casserole, but I mean, technically, I guess it is. What else was there?
And this guy made it with. That's the recipe off the stovetop box.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some of them were like that. There was a turkey casserole thing, which was like turkey stuffing and cranberries, but it was super dry, like no gravy on it, like dry turkey. Like the stuffing was just falling apart.
Wait a minute.
What I mean?
Wait a minute. Turkey's a little dry.
Yeah.
Damn you! This cursed paw.
Oh, such a great one. Now I need a paw.
I know. Make all your wishes come true. Stupid Flanders.
Well,
I'm glad you had a good time. You came in 5th. Did you win more equipment that you already had?
Yeah, I gave it to my friend who competed with me because she's never done a takedown before. So
that was her first one? Your friend Carly, right?
Yeah, so I just gave her like everything. It was like a hand blender and a Dutch oven and stuff like that. So I was just like, here you go, take it. I was like, I got this stuff at home still in boxes in my closet behind me.
Could you clarify which Dutch oven you gave her?
A 5-quart Dutch oven.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You had a good time. Do you have another one coming up? Did they announce a new one or not yet?
The next one's chili, but I can't do it because I'm not going to be here that Sunday. It's like November 19th. It's the Sunday right before Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be out on Long Island, so I can't do it. I had some ideas for chili, so I'm just going to make chili and eat it, and that's going to be the takedown. I'm going to win.
That's the best kind of chili.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we go to break, in a nice little segment I want to call You Want to Feel Old, this song that's playing right here, Britney Spears, Baby One More Time, 20th anniversary of this song.
Wow.
Do you remember when this came out?
I do, man. This was like crazy popular.
It was, but it seemed like it showed up out of nowhere and was popular. I mean, obviously the music video, because she was dressed as a sexy schoolgirl and all the schoolgirls are dancing. But even before the video came out, it has to be tested and played on radio back in the day.
Britney Spears today, like
it started that whole return of the pop genre. Because the 90s, you had some pop music, but it wasn't like the boy band, girl band kind of style pop anymore.
Well, yeah, 90s, but also like, I mean, Backstreet Boys was what, 95?
1997.
97. Okay, interesting.
And around 97 into 98 is when that whole pop thing returned in a big way. And Britney
was earlier than that.
Britney was the one that was kicking it in overdrive. Before that, you had the Spice Girls, and they had just broken up before the Britney stuff kicked in, because Spice Girls were like 96 through 98, somewhere in there. And then you had acts like Hanson with Bop. And like I said, they had some pop stuff, but it wasn't like the mega moneymaker that it became in the late 90s when Britney Spears blew up. And then Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Christina Aguilera were, I think, the major four for that pop genre. And then you had all the other bands, the smaller bands, or the
smaller like spin-off
stuff, or the ones that never really made it there. But while that was going strong, then you had the rise of the rock, rap, metal marriage.
The Limp Bizkit era,
Korn. Kid Rock was big, and then you had like
dude, some guy was blaring Kid Rock the other day, like the Bow with the Bow song.
Yeah.
And just like rocking out in his car. I was like, really, dude?
Do you know that his name is Kid Rock?
He said it was.
That's what I was told.
Squid Rock.
Squidward Rock.
Yeah, he lives under the sea.
Bob to the Bob. Anyway, yes. Baby One More Time, Britney Spears. And for those who didn't realize, this was a show that I watch everything. It doesn't matter what the age group is for, but I was never aware nor did watch the return of the Mickey Mouse Club in the 90s. You know, and that show launched a lot of people off of there.
I never watched any Mickey Mouse Club.
Right. But like my sister, who's around your age, she watched it in the mid-90s, and she knew who all these people were right as they were exploding, because they all got the hell out of the Mickey Mouse Club, which was Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Josh Groban, I think was he one of the
No,
90s?
Isn't Josh Groban like the guy who sings all the Christmas albums? Or is that someone else?
No.
I don't know. These names, like, I don't know who these people are.
Let's see. You had Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, JC Chazé, who was also in NSYNC, Kerry Russell. Oh, Ryan Gosling. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling was in there. Yeah, there was a lot of people that came out of that one particular show and just became, massive stars. Kerry Russell may not be that big now, but she had that show on the WB. It wasn't Gilmore Girls. What was her show?
I don't know the name.
Felicity.
No.
That was the show.
I didn't watch any of those WB, CW, whatever shows that were like Dawson's Creek and all those. So I didn't watch any of that shit. So I don't know any of those.
All right. Well,
did you? But like, I think you watched like.
I watched Dawson's Creek here and there. I remember I didn't watch it like I watched Buffy a lot because the girl out at the time that I was dating loved Buffy, and it was one of those shows I started with her, so we watched it. But
Buffy was a good show.
It was a very good show, but the other shows, like I think Dawson was on the same night or something like that. But the other shows I never watched because they were hokey sitcoms, and there was a lot of garbage on the WB back in the day. But those two shows were pretty strong. Anyway, so yeah, 20th anniversary, Baby One More Time by Britney Spears. So we're going to play out a little bit on this and take a break. When we come back, we got some TV and news. I got to update you about the WWE's pay-per-view over in Saudi Arabia, since it's kind of a big deal about what's going on over there. I'll have that information.
Yeah.
And, of course, we got to talk. It's time. It's finally here. Red Dead Redemption 2. So we'll get to all that.
I heard about that.
Yes, it's a big deal. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
It's Erik Nagel with Eric and Giddles. More next. It's Erik Nagel. Follow the show on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and Facebook at It's Erik Nagel.
Hey, it's Danny McBride. You're listening to It's Erik Nagel.
Welcome back to It's Erik Nagel, segment 2. That is me. Over in the Upside Down is Giddles. Trevor will be back. Trevor will be back next week, and
hopefully a richer man.
Hopefully, although I think not a sober man. Looking at last week's box office, no surprise, the new Halloween movie, which a lot of people were very skeptical about before it was coming out. Number 1 at the box office. A lot of good reviews that I've read online. People loved it.
Yeah, I've heard some good things. I've heard some. It's just a lot of the same, but I'll probably check it out.
Well,
It's a horror movie.
From the majority I've seen online from people who were fans of the franchise seemed very happy with this movie.
Well, I think it also goes back and like resets a lot of the storylines to get rid of some of the bad Halloween movies. So I think that's probably helpful too. I'll check it out. I heard there's a really good babysitter scene that's really brutal, so I want to check it out.
I've never seen any of the Halloween movies.
The first one's good, and then after that they're like kind of meh. And then I feel like the Rob Zombie ones are worth a watch. Like they're not great, but they're not terrible either. But they are fucking out there, so kind of worth it.
Coming in, I just lost my list. Coming in at number 2, A Star Is Born, the remake 4 times over. Number 3, Venom, which I got a chance to see. We'll talk about in a second. Number 4, Goosebumps 2, Haunted Halloween. You're always good to have a family movie out there when all the cool Halloween stuff comes out. And number 5, First Man, which is the story about going to the moon.
The moon.
I did see...
With our whale.
Wait, what's coming out this weekend before I talk about Venom? Coming out this weekend... The Fog is being re-released again, the 2018 re-release. Okay. Oh, Johnny English 3. I didn't know there was they were on a third one. I liked the first one with Rowan Atkinson.
I didn't even know there was a 2.
I didn't either. But now there's a 3, so that means I have to go find 2 and then watch 3.
I bet 2 was straight to DVD, and then they're like, you know what? Try 3 in theaters. See what happens.
See what happens.
Throw it out there.
I guess the big movie coming out this weekend is called Hunter Killer.
Never heard of it.
Who's in here? Gerard Butler and Gary Oldman.
Ooh. Which one's the hunter? Which one's the killer?
It's up to you. It's pick your own adventure.
Ooh.
Next weekend, though, the big movie everyone's been waiting for, Bohemian Rhapsody, comes out.
Oh, I heard about that one.
I want to see that. I don't know what What is Nobody's Fool? Nobody's Fool is a Czech movie. I don't care about that. The Nutcracker and the is this? Yeah, the Nutcracker and the Four Realms. I saw advertisements for this everywhere. It's a live action movie for the Nutcracker by Disney.
Is this like when they tried to do like Snow White and the Huntsman? They're trying to do like Nutcracker and like the what is it? The Four Grooms?
The Four Realms. Four Realms and a Funeral.
Four Realms.
Well, it's like Disney's getting dark.
That would be a great Dungeons and Dragons movie. 4 Realms and a Funeral.
Yeah, that could also be a show title. Let's put that one down. Yeah, so that movie's coming out. And I don't know what the other stuff is in there, but anyway, moving on.
Yeah,
I saw
moving on.
Yes, I saw Venom. I got a chance to watch it. It wasn't bad. It was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it was okay. It was kind of the way they made Venom its own thing without tying to Spider-Man. Because why does he look like Spider-Man? But then they made all the other symbiotes that were in the movie all look like Spider-Man. Like they all had the spider eyes and the way that their structure was, and they were still mostly an amoeba-looking thing until they got a human host, and then they became mutant Spider-Man. Like Trevor said last week, no surprise spoiler if you haven't seen the movie, but the credit scene is Woody Harrelson in a ridiculous red curly wig that he's supposed to be Carnage in the next movie.
I thought he was joking. I did not think he was really going to be Woody Harrelson.
He has Kyle Broflovsky hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what he looks like.
Poof, like when he takes the hat off?
Oh, yes. I'm sure you could Google now. Somebody probably took a screenshot of it.
Right.
And you can look at it. He has really awkward red hair. And it's not awkward for Woody Harrelson in the role or how he's portraying the character. I kept staring at the hair while he was in the jail cell. I was like, that hair is ruining everything here because that's all I can focus on.
Hold on. I got to look this up right
Hideous. Well, while you do that,
Harrelson.
What other movies news do we have there? I think we talked about everything. Oh, Idris Elba. Everybody wanted him to be Bond. But guess what? He's going to be in Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cats movie.
Really?
Yes.
There's a Cats movie?
They're making a movie of Cats. And he's going to be in that movie. I hear it's going to be
hysterical.
You'll piss in your seat.
Oh, Jesus. I feel like it's going to be like when Bart goes to see Cats and he just like hits one of them with a slingshot and then it's a cat fight.
Yonkor.
But like, is it going to be like, is it live actions like Cats the musical, or is it going to be like a CGI Cats thing? Like, what is this?
I don't know. I just read the blurb that he was being cast in Cats.
He was Cats and Cast.
Idris Elba, Cats.
Meow.
He is, he's joining the movie adaptation. It's according to Variety.
Is he playing Rumpelstiltskin or
Isn't it Rum Tung Tugger or something?
No, I think that's something you get at a massage parlor.
Oh, he say to me, Rum Tum Tugger, me and my drum. I don't know who he's playing, but whatever.
Interesting.
I never saw Cats. It used to be the longest running Broadway production for a while.
Well, it's because cats don't go away. They just keep showing up at your porch, and you have to keep taking them in.
You swat them with a broom and go, be gone, die somewhere.
Yeah, and then they sing songs. Ugh.
It's like, we need to move immediately. This place is insane.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here. All these fucking cats.
Was there MoviePass news? Because I thought we were done with MoviePass ever since I canceled now.
No, there's always MoviePass news. MoviePass is the company that loves to not quit. So the latest MoviePass news is that the company that owns MoviePass, the Helios and Matheson, I guess, investing group, is trying to spin off MoviePass from their investment group because it's bringing down their company.
Wow.
Pretty much. So they're basically trying to move MoviePass, all their entire movie division, like the marketing, all that is just, they're basically saying like, all right, you have to go in the basement now, like kind of like Milton in Office Space, and they're just like, they don't want anything to do with them, just because it's literally just destroying all their other investments, because MoviePass has, like, they realized that MoviePass has no idea how to make money,
right?
And they're like, this is really stupid. So that's the latest.
Just cut him a check and then push him out the door and say, here's a check, be on your way. Best of luck to you. We don't even want to own the intellectual property to this anymore.
I think they invested too much money in it to even just like do that at this point. I think they're just like, you know what, just get away from us. Like, you'll still be family, but we just don't want to see you.
So speaking of these movie services, so when I went to go see Venom, I hadn't used my AMC Stubs card in a while.
Yeah.
And they upgraded me. Like, it did. Oh, where's my card here? I can't find it. Is this it? So they upgraded me from the regular card I had to their Premiere package, I guess. It didn't cost me anything because I had all these points from buying tickets and never using them at the concession. So like,
yeah.
We're upgrading you. And so now they have this AMC A-List program, which is, I think this is what they were hinting at for a while to be their version of MoviePass.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Where I think it's like an extra $20 a month, and you get to see like movies, and you could reserve your seats and stuff like that. I mean,
it says here, see up to 3 movies a week in IMAX, Dolby Cinema, Real 3D, digital, regular, whatever format, any movie. Yeah. You can see 3 movies a week and more for more formats. Sorry, 3 movies a week for $19.95 a month.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And then let's see,
like, if you go to the movies a lot,
yeah,
like that's 2 movies a month, and like you could see 3 a week.
Here's the press thing for it. Step up to star status and see a movie with us up to 3 times a week. There are no blackout dates. You could have a triple feature in one day or watch movies throughout the week. Choose from the latest slate of movies playing now or coming soon to an AMC theater near you. Our A-listers get what they want. If you really, really like a movie, watch it again and again. And benefits reset every Friday morning, so you can check out the latest movies every week. Get it all for just $19.95 a month. Buy with confidence of our 12-month price guarantee, and join only a 3-month minimum commitment.
So do you have to be the A-lister? Like, what does that cost?
I think the A-list program is $20 a month.
So to get this, if I'm not an A-lister, it's going to cost me $40 a month. Because I would have to buy it to be an A-lister, and then I have to be an A-lister to get that, or can I just sign up for it without being an A-lister?
You can sign up for $40. No, A-lister is the program you want to get. You don't need to be one in order to get stuff. You want to they're saying you want to become part of the A-list program.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I'm looking through here. So
I'm looking at
their AMC website. So yeah, you sign up for this especially if you're a Stubs program, Stubs member or Premier member. I don't think you pay the full $20 to upgrade because you were already paying for the other thing. But, if you just want to sign up for it for the first time, it looks like it just says $20 a month. You sign up for it, and now you have it. You have app access with the what is it called? The QR code?
Yeah.
So that you can just scan it at the kiosks and all your tickets and your reward stuff print out. Yeah, let's see what here.
Seems pretty good.
You make free online reservations for your tickets. Hold up to 3 reservations at a time. You indulge in Premier perks, the Stubbs Premier benefits thing, blah, 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 with that. Enjoy 10% back on food and drink purchases, free size upgrades on popcorn and fountain drinks, and priority lanes at the box office and concessions, which I've seen. They have a gold roped off area that there's barely anybody in, and you see everybody in the regular thing. So when I got that free upgrade, I just cut and crossed that entire line on a Saturday.
Yeah, just be like, later,
right
guys.
There, yeah, it was actually pretty cool. So you just walk right through. I was like, oh, okay, this is part of the thing. And all the AMC theaters now have the Coke machines. So you make your own crazy combos of whatever beverage you want to drink. Maybe I should sign up for this. I should upgrade from the Premier up to the A-list thing.
Do it, man. It sounds like a good deal. I'm thinking about doing it. $20 a month isn't bad.
Do you have an AMC theater near you?
Yeah, there's like 2 in the city, like right off the L train, but the L train's not gonna be working, so whatever. But yeah.
All right, maybe I'll look into this and see. Maybe this might be a good plan. Maybe I should definitely do this.
Dude, $20 a month to see 3 movies a week is great.
Let's go over to TV here real quick. So people still keep asking me because they know I'm a big Doctor Who fan. What do I think of the 13th Doctor, who is a female Doctor, and the new stories they're doing, the seasons? Now, here's the thing. When I saw the first episode, every time there's a new Doctor, their first episode usually is not the greatest episode. And that's just been the history of the show, but it leads to much better things. So, that first episode...
It's almost like a new pilot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and the pilot episodes of most shows are kind of generally meh. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they hit it out of the park, like Breaking Bad or Lost. But most of the time, it's like... okay, that was interesting enough to keep me entertained to watch another one.
Right. So usually you have the first episode to get their sea legs, if you will. And then usually as the first season progresses, the stories get a lot better, more intense, what have you. But there's more familiarity as the season goes on because they start introducing classic villains and the Doctor's past catches up in some way. The Doctor's future shows up that you don't know why, and they're not doing that with this season. Each episode is individual stories that aren't part of a larger arc, and which is kind of disappointing. They're not introducing any of the classic monsters or villains from the 55-year plus history of the show. They're not introducing any of that this season.
Yeah.
So the second episode was a really good story. It felt like a Doctor Who story. The third episode is what was confusing, because even after that great second episode, I said, you know what, I still need a few more episodes before I decide if I like her or if I like the job she's doing as the Doctor. And so far, it's okay. She feels very David Tennant, the 10th Doctor. It feels like she's getting a lot of his mannerisms and his personality in this version that she's doing. The third episode was more of a quantum leap episode. They went back in time to the, was it Montgomery, Alabama with Rosa Parks?
Okay.
And they found some other alien had time traveled back there to try to prevent her from doing the infamous bus incident that started the big civil rights movement in the South.
Why would an alien want to go back in time and do that?
Because apparently it's a fixed point in time that becomes a universal event. Like, that thing led to other stuff that led to other things off this planet and other parts of the universe, and he's trying to prevent that.
Wow.
From happening. So now the Doctor catches on, and she realizes, well, we got to prevent him from doing that. So it's Quantum Leap. So Quantum Leap's...
Sounds like Terminator.
Quantum Leap's whole thing was to put right what once went wrong. So Dr. Samuel Beckett used to go back in time to fix things that were wrong to make them right. Hers is sort of that way, but she's trying to keep right what's about to go wrong. Like, this guy's trying to cause every kind of complication so that Rosa Parks doesn't have this incident on the bus, and she's just trying to protect the timeline. I'm sitting there watching this. I'm like, this isn't Doctor Who. It's not. I don't know what it was. It was just like, hey, I have this idea of this. Maybe the creator had a spec script for if they ever bring Quantum Leap back, I'll pitch this idea. but instead he used it in Doctor Who, and so now I'm back scratching my head again. So I need to see at least another episode or two, and hopefully I can come to a conclusion whether I like this or not.
Maybe it'll like come back around and at the end.
It's been very difficult, and I still have to watch her on subtitles. She's slowed down, though. That first episode was almost impossible to understand what she's saying because of her accent, and which was weird, like I said, because there were two previous doctors who were Scottish, and you could understand them. You can't understand her. But she's slowed down a lot with her pacing and her dialogue so that people can understand her. I think after that first episode, they realized, yeah, you got to slow down. People don't know what the hell you're saying.
It's like in Billy Madison when he's like talk to the maid. He's like, slow down.
Yeah. Marvel news with Netflix. So they canceled 2 of the 4 Marvel shows that they have on there. They canceled Iron Fist. I haven't seen the second season, but a lot of people said it was garbage. And then they canceled Luke Cage, which I saw the second season. I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. Matt never got to the point where he was going to finish it or bothered to. And they wound up canceling it. So now there's some speculation because when Iron Fist got canceled, everyone was like, good, it was awful, fine. But then Luke Cage got canceled, and everyone's like, is Disney forcing some of these cancellations so that they can move them over to their streaming service, which starts in 2019?
I mean, maybe.
So that's the speculation now as to why these shows were canceled so they can bring them over. While all this was going on, 2 weeks ago, Daredevil Season 3 comes out on Netflix, and I'm about halfway through it, and it's really good. It's very dark. It's actually very enjoyable. The pacing is not as slow as the other ones. And why can't I think of the guy's name who plays... Wow, I'm forgetting everybody's... I'm so tired.
Who's he play?
He plays the villain.
Vincent D'Onofrio?
Yeah, thank you. Vincent D'Onofrio is amazing in this season. Like, he's really... You just watch
He's a great actor. He's a very underrated actor. Like, everything he's in, he fucking kills.
Yeah. Do you remember he was on Opie and Anthony when we had Andrew Breitbart on the show?
I do not remember that.
Okay, so he came in the second part of when we had Andrew Breitbart on the show when he was still alive, and he was there when Andrew showed the photo of Anthony Weiner's dick.
Oh, yeah.
And it went across the Pal Talk cameras, and everyone had a screenshot of Anthony Weiner. With,
oh, my God, Pal Talk.
Yeah, in the mirror with his dick out and everything. Yeah. And that's what started the whole fucking collapse of him and his wife working for the Clinton campaign and the Clinton administration, not the administration, the Obama administration. She was Hillary's assistant or something at the time.
I don't remember. Yeah,
she worked under Hillary's department. But yeah, so Vincent D'Onofrio was in the studio when that incident happened. But he was really good in Netflix. Netflix. He's Wilson Fisk in the Netflix Daredevil series. If you haven't seen any of it, go back, watch all 3 seasons. They're really the strongest out of all of them. And then cross over to Punisher.
Yeah, I hear Punisher's great.
I don't know when Punisher Season 2 is supposed to come out.
Are they going to move that to the Disney Network?
Who knows? Maybe. At some point, I'm sure.
Be like too violent for the Disney Network. He's just beating Mickey's face in.
He's already dead.
He's already dead.
There's a show called The Haunting of Hill House.
I've heard mixed things.
Not to be confused with The House on Haunted Hill, which was a favorite of mine. Both the Vincent Price version, which is so cornball, and then the one they did in the end of the '90s. With I'm trying to remember who was in it. Omar Epps and Chris Kattan, I think, was in it.
It was
I liked it. I thought it was really. I liked that movie. It was kind of freaky. It was one of the first movies where they started doing that visual stuttering of the demons or the spirits.
Yeah,
like, I think they were right there when that technology was starting to come out. Because I remember that movie vividly. Because I've never seen the movements like that in other horror movies. And when I started that, and then you started to see all of what you consider the Conjuring effect now of the jump scares with the spirits shaking their head way too fast that you can't focus on what they are.
I hate that. It's so stupid.
Right.
No one can move that fast.
Well, they're dead and they're spirits, so
they should be able to move even slower. They're fucking dead.
They're turbocharged.
Why?
Because their fans burnt out. Now they're going haywire. See where it all comes back?
Full circle.
Yes, there it is. But the Haunting of Hill House is based on a book.
Haunting?
What did I say?
The Hunting?
Did I say hunting? I thought I said haunting. Haunting of Hill House was based on a book.
The Hunting of Hill House.
Not The Hunting.
No, The Hunting. It's the house hunters. They go out and they're like, there's one paw, and they shoot it.
The Haunting of Goodwill Hunting.
I'd watch that. How do you like them apples?
How do you know I had apples?
He's dead now.
So this is on the front page of your Netflix account. It was based on a book back in the 60s, I think. And then in the late 60s, they had a movie adaptation of the book. And then they had one in the late 90s, too. I think like 99. But it was under the title The Haunting.
Yeah.
And now this miniseries is supposed to be based on the events of the book. And it got a lot of accolades before it came out because, like, Stephen King, I mean, say what you want about his stuff, but Stephen King came out and he said that book was one of his favorite horror books of all time. And he said he got in advance of the series or something like that, and he said they did an amazing job. So I have it on my list. I want to see it. You haven't seen it yet? I
haven't seen it yet. I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people say it's really good, and I've heard other people say, like, when does this get scary? So I might check it out. I'm not a big haunting like type horror fan. It's not like it's scary or anything. I'm bored by it. Like, I don't like ghosts and demon chicks. It's like, all right, they're from another world. All right, how do you defeat this otherworldly being? Like, I don't know. It's just not my kind of horror.
See, I like that stuff. I like that better than the slasher, psycho murderer kind of stuff.
Oh no, I like those ones because they always have to have like really creative kills.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's always got to be something wacky, and I think it's great.
Here's something I've discovered that'll save me through my ventures in life. You never get killed listening to a podcast. So as long as where have you seen in any movie or TV piece that somebody got killed because they were listening to a podcast?
Like every day.
Not
Do you watch
every
the
day.
news, Eric? This is what we're talking about. The news goes so fast. You haven't heard about the podcast killings?
No, I haven't.
It's like a #1 show.
So wait a minute, you're telling me
they get killed every episode, and then the guy uploads the show, and then they listen to the interview of the person getting killed.
So you're telling me that Serial is reporting on these murders, but they're really going out and making the murders, so you listen to the podcast of Serial.
I mean, if I had
they're their own cause and effect.
If I had to have a recipe for printing money, that would be it.
Well, why don't you go and if Serial's not doing that, Giddles, why don't you take it and run with it? You could use the money.
Because like rubber gloves and bleach.
It's
so
almost
expensive.
like The Ring. You watch the video and then she haunts you until she kills you.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But she can't exist unless somebody watches the tape.
Yep.
So that's what it is. Serial reports on these crimes these murders and stuff that were going on, and they can't figure out how these murders happen. But the Serial people are the one that going out causing the murders. So you will go and listen to the podcast about those murders.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's foolproof.
Now we don't know if that's 100% true, but that's my hunch.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true. Like 100%.
We'll say allegedly here, because in case that does get around, we don't want to say the people from Serial are causing serial murders.
Because that's not what Serial's about, so it can't even
it's
possibly
not about
be
breakfast
true.
cereal.
It is.
Snap, crackle, death.
Snap, crackle, pop your neck.
So I want to watch the Haunting of Hill House. And I've still been in the Monty Python loop on
it's
Netflix.
Great. How can you go wrong with that?
But my TV viewing habits are going to change drastically now that it is finally here. Red Dead Redemption 2 is now out and available on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. It is not out for PC yet. I don't know if there is a PC version. I assume there would be.
I think there is.
They're out for those two platforms at least. We've talked in the past about the downloading issues that some cable companies are capping downloading because it's a monster of a game. And if you're doing the 4K settings, it's 105 gigs. So you're going to want to download this onto an external hard drive that's plugged into your system. Don't save it on your actual system itself. What?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you leaned in like you were going to say something.
How big that fucking download is.
105 gigs for the 4K system. If you're not doing the 4K stuff, I think the initial download is like somewhere like 85, 88 gigs.
Yeah, the one of the guys who created Danger 5 tweeted out, "I can't wait to play Red Dead Redemption 2. And I tweeted back, I said, well, when are we getting more seasons of Danger 5? And then he replied with a screenshot of his download at 1.4 gigs. And he's just like, eventually. It was ridiculous.
There are people I saw online that were starting their downloads on Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
And then they said, I'm doing it now because of my cable system, and so it'll be there by Thursday. It's going to be going for 2 days straight to download this game.
Yeah, like this is what he screenshotted me, his downloads.
1.395 gigabytes out of 90 gigs. 114 minutes left.
That's actually pretty good. That's only 2 hours.
That isn't bad. Some people, when they're in other parts of the country that don't have the best internet providers out there, they're the ones that are worried. He was like, look, I'm just above DSL and Morse code out here. This is going to take a while for me to get this game. But believe me, when I get this game, I'll be styling and profiling in the Wild West.
By the time you get it, like, the servers will already be trashed and overrun by trolls. Be like downloading it forever, but it'll be like, oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, 3 is coming out next week. Like, oh shit.
It's like they move so fast now.
Everything moves so fast.
Also, if you got the game or you're looking to get the game, it's the story mode for the next few weeks. They're not opening up multiplayer for a while. Sometime, I guess, towards the end of November, it'll be available. But for now, they want you to play the game, get a feel of the story, the characters, the motions, how you play the game, the weaponry, all of that stuff. They want you to enjoy the game for what it is before you go to multiplayer. Games have
Which
gone,
I think is a good idea.
It's a
I think
great
a lot
idea.
of people skip over like the main game of things. Like I got GTA 5 late, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to play this game. I just want to hop online so I can do crazy shit with my friends.
But you have to play a little bit of the game to unlock the multiplayer. And then when you get to that part, you leave Lester on the side of the highway there, and you flip over to multiplayer. I'm like, I don't care what happens to Lester.
Yeah,
I'm
every once in
done.
a while the cell phone will ring. I'm like, not now, Lester.
Screw you. I don't care if you need a ride home. I'm stealing a
fuck you.
helicopter and ruining a heist.
Yeah, I'm crashing into this bridge.
Well, now they have blimps.
Ooh.
You can get blimps.
In Red Dead?
No, in GTA. That'd be great if a blimp showed up over the hills. Like, what's going on?
Dun, dun,
They have
dun,
blimps in
dun.
GTA 5, but they're so slow that you're just a target to be shot at.
Yeah, 'cause they just shoot you out of the air, I'm sure.
Yeah, so it's such a waste of a purchase, but it's fun to see the people who do buy the blimp because you either fly your helicopter right into it, you go full speed and you jump out as it crashes in, or you just shoot the rocket launcher at it. You look at the thing, and you hear everybody's locking in, and then
the humanity.
yes, a big ball of helium goes flying up in the air. But Red Dead is going to be what probably my entire weekend's going to be until I have to go back to work on Monday. I'm very excited about it. I think I might even set up a Twitch channel just for my gameplay.
Just for you?
Just for me.
So everyone could watch you being a horrible person in video games.
That's what Trevor always told me to do. He's been telling me for the year. He's like, the way you play these games, you should be doing this on Twitch.
Well, you should, Eric. You should start Erik Nagel on Twitch.
That one night where Big Kev and I were driving our cars on the beach and just plowing through beachgoers while the cops were chasing us, we'd drive under the pier, lose the cops, and go racing right back out into the people again. This went on for like at least an hour.
I should just stream it when I play, because I play that game first person mode and no one else ever does, and it looks so crazy.
You see the faces as they're smeared across your window.
I played that game for 5 minutes in like first person mode, and I got a rare achievement unlocked. It's like, no one's ever played the game this long in first person mode. I'm like, 5 minutes? Really? Like, what the fuck?
I did get the special hidden items that they had in GTA 5 that cross over to Red Dead. I did those treasure hunts.
Stuff?
That stone axe where you go into manic mode, I guess, or where you see red. It's like, remember in Doom when you'd reach such a level that you'd started, everything was in red, and you'd start going crazy, shooting everything. That's what you do here. You have a claw hammer kind of thing that you smash into people's skull, and then you put your foot up on their shoulders to pull it out of their head. And you just start going crazy. So I have that, and then a gold weapon, some kind of revolver, double action revolver, something like that, gold plated, which is the higher end of the weaponry for that game. So I picked those up a while back in GTA 5, and I should actually go boot that up tonight and do all the updates so everything's ready to go. That'll be a lot of fun. All right, we don't have anything else. Oh yeah, Overwatch now has a Lego line, if you're interested in that.
I kind of want all the Legos.
So-
I'm not going to lie. I saw it. I was like, man, I want all those Legos because I need something to do, and putting things together sounds like fun.
You know what, listeners out there, do us a favor and help a Giddles out. And if you see those Overwatch Legos things online, maybe you want to purchase one and send it his way. He's given you countless hours of entertainment. He's asked for nothing except for
want
Overwatch Legos.
Lego my Lego.
We should set up a Amazon list for you, like cam girls and cosplayers do. And let's
Ooh,
just see if
like
we
a
can
wedding
get-
registry?
No. You ever see? Because we know a lot of cosplayers, but if you look at their website, they have those Amazon wish lists that they set up for creepy guys to buy them stuff.
Yeah.
And send to the house. Like, they're like, I need this costume or I need this part of my outfit. And then guys buy it and send it to these girls so that they'll do the photos and all this other nonsense. We should set up something like that for you with an Amazon wish list where you have the Overwatch Legos and other dumb things.
And I'll put it together on Twitch, and you can watch me get frustrated. It'll say for like 2 to 3 year olds, and it'll take me 4 years to put this thing together.
Right. And then you can get all that cool stuff because our listeners are very generous and they love Giddles.
No, they don't.
All right, that music means our time is up. We have to get out of here. So let's go around with the plugs. Trevor's not here, so screw him. Giddles, what do you have?
Giddle Base on the Twitter, Instagram, and Xbox Live. And that's it. I got no takedowns coming up. I might do a cookie takedown in December, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot of competition there with moms, and it's rough. I don't want to get shanked.
Okay. That's it?
That's all I got.
All right. For me, it's E-Rock Radio across the board. I'm going to be playing Red Dead, so we can't be friends right now. You can't play with the games with the listeners or what have you until the multiplayer comes around. But when that does, we will be posseing up and going to cause havoc and mischief in the year 1899.
We're going to party like it's 1899.
Oh, believe me, we are. I was trying to find a better way to say that, but some things are tried and true. You have to go with the classics. For the show, it's Erik Nagel across the board on social media. Like us on Facebook. Follow and subscribe to us on YouTube if you could. Do us that kindness. We'd really appreciate it. 5-star ratings on iTunes. Not just the 5-star, but also leave some comments. Look, if you want to shit talk us but leave 5-star ratings, go right ahead. But if you want to say something nice, we appreciate that as well. 651.
Don't say anything nice.
Yeah, 651 Smithers is the phone number. 651-764-8437 if you want to leave any messages, and they can be used on a future program. I think that's it, right?
That's it for me.
All right, it's Red Dead time, everybody. Until the next time, be excellent to each other, and
have a wonderful time.
We'll be seeing you.
It's Erik Nagel.
It's the end. It's the end. It's the end. It's the end.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Erik Nagel on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For ways to listen to the show, go to itseriknagel.com.
And remember to tell 2 friends, so they can tell 2 friends. And those 2 friends can tell 2 friends. Well,